You know, over the holiday season, I've been watching a lot of Seinfeld again recently. Let's talk about that.
All right, 4. Seinfeld. 4. I'll be 5, 10 minutes.
And what we're going to talk about specifically are the Seinfeld Bottle Episodes. For those of you who don't know, a bottle episode is an episode within a television series that's all contained in one location, hence a bottled episode. While Seinfeld wasn't the first television series to do this, it was the first primetime mainstream television series to really kick it off. And the bottle episode has become a staple in television since. So let's rank the Seinfeld Bottle Episodes. And just for clarification, I'm not going to include the limo episode. Some people consider it a bottle episode. I don't really. It's not my favorite episode either, so we're just going to skip that one. Oh, and remember, if you're new here and you enjoy content like this, think about subscribing for more, and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Now, let's get started. Starting off at number 6, The Dealership. This is probably the latest of the bottle episodes, and it takes place inside a dealership where the crew is trying to negotiate a new car for Jerry. Jerry's trying to get a good deal from Elaine's former boyfriend, David Puddy, who is a classic staple of the show, played expertly by Patrick Warburton, who's really just good in everything he does. There are also 2 side plots, one with Kramer taking a very lengthy test drive with a salesman at the dealership, and the other with George trying to find out who took his Twix bar from the machine. And this is the episode where we get the famous line. Next up at number 5, we're going to talk about the parking space. In this episode, everybody's going to Jerry's place to watch a big fight. Elaine and George are returning from a flea market and land a spot right in front of Jerry's building. Unfortunately, another attendee of the fight, Mike, also lands the same spot, depending on who you think is right.
Do that? You can't just sneak in from the back like that. I'm not sneaking.
And as the episode goes on, more and more characters keep showing up at the scene, each with just as divided opinions on who had the parking spot first. It's a classic bottle episode, one of the best ones, and it also introduces this guy who always makes me laugh.
Man, that Michael Jordan is so phony. Why'd you tell him?
Number 4 is one of my personal favorite bottle episodes, but it might not be ranked as high on everybody else's list, so I put it a little lower. The Subway. In this episode, every character is taking the subway to a different part of the city. Elaine is going to a lesbian wedding, Jerry is going to Coney Island, Kramer has his own business to attend to but gets sidetracked with an insider tip about a track race, and George is on his way to a job interview but meets somebody new along the way. Everybody's situation ends up so funny in this, but my favorite one of all of them is definitely Elaine, because we've all felt exactly like her when she gets stuck on the subway delay.
It's morphine! Yes! Yes! Mother!
This might actually be one of my favorite Elaine episodes, although everything that happens with Kramer is equally as funny. At number 3, we have the parking garage. This is the episode where the crew goes to the mall, which is interesting since they live in the city. So they all get together to go as one group. And on the way out, where Kramer buys an air conditioner for his apartment, they get lost looking for their car. The entire episode is them just spent looking for their car and ending up in different situations. This was one of the other early bottle episodes, so it was much more strictly like to the bottle format, where they didn't leave the single set. I like this one a lot. It's funny what happens to the characters, but it doesn't introduce as many new characters as some of the better bottle episodes do, so I'm gonna rank it at number 3. Number 2 is one of my other personal favorites, The Movie. The movie is the episode where everyone in the gang is getting together to go see a movie. Everybody gets there at different times and ends up trying to save both seats, tickets, and just meet the other people who are coming so they know where to go. This is something that's happened to everybody so many times. Probably more back in the past when you could text people, so you can kind of directly see what it was like if you weren't around for that time. But even now, like, this always kind of happens where you're just trying to save seats at the theater, or somebody's trying to get some snacks, or somebody gets lost or something like that. And that's why I'm putting it at number 2, because it's one of those situations that happen to everybody and they kind of just go through every worst thing that could happen.
Do you love me?
Give me a break.
I like to.
Elaine?
Jerry!
I want to protect Elaine. Shut up.
I'm going soon.
Jerry?
I hear there's a big municipal.
George?
And lots of cats.
Elaine? Would you bring back something?
Now, coming in at number 1, come on, you know what it's going to be. It's a Chinese restaurant.
How much longer is it gonna be? About 5-10 minutes.
Obviously. How could it not be? This is the episode that put Seinfeld on the map. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, there were other good episodes by that point, but this is the episode that really told everybody Seinfeld is something special. This is what you gotta watch. At this time, it must have been mind-blowing for people to think, I can't believe they did an entire episode of them just waiting to get food at a Chinese restaurant. And there's also a little side plot with George waiting for a phone call, which is equally as funny.
Just got a call. I yell, Cartwright! Cartwright! Just like that. Nobody came up, I hang up.
But like the movie episode, this episode is also something that happens all the time. And I'm so used to this because there's so many great Chinese restaurants in where I live. And it works in a way where you have to give your name with all these other people waiting. And you're just waiting for 45, 50 minutes even just to get a seat. And this is almost exactly how it plays out. So that's my ranking of the bottle episodes. Which one did you feel was a little better and deserved a little higher on the list? Was there any that I left out? I think I got them all. And what's your favorite bottle episode from other TV series as well? Unpopular opinion, but mine is actually The Fly from Breaking Bad. Anyway, I'll catch you next time. That's all I have to say about that.
Should we tell him we're leaving?
What for? Let's just get out of here.
Seinfeld, 4.